So you might be in a really stressful situation. Look at that guy on the card, the resilience card. He's looking rather frazzled, or she, take it as it is. So it says create heart-brain coherence for super resilience. The other card is the balanced zebra stone card. So what this card reading is talking about is if you are in a stressful situation, maybe a stressful work situation, or perhaps you see people who cause you stress and you know you're going into those environments with those people, then it is pointing you towards really getting your heart and brain coherence happening. Okay. How can you do that? It's very simple. You can meditate prior to going into any of those situations. So you're in a very balanced place, back to the zebra stone, balanced spiritually and physically. So you have taken care to center yourself before you go into a situation with a person who is of a toxic or challenging nature. Of course, if we didn't have those people around, we wouldn't grow. We wouldn't grow stronger. We would just kind of be like, floating through. But the point of being here in these physical 3D bodies is to learn lessons, to grow, and to become more resilient and balanced. Okay. So, whatever you're going through, this card is pointing you to pause and know that you have the power to synchronize yourself. And they do scans on people and they can measure your heart rate and your parasympathetic responses. And the bottom line is that if you are more present in everything you do, then all those measurements will be far better. Okay. You also probably won't want to be around difficult situations or people, and you may limit them from your life. But let's say you have to deal with certain situations or people that are difficult, and we are alive, so we deal with stress, right? But of course, again, I always promote not being around those situations or people if you have the choice. But let's say it's a situation you have no choice. So the point is to synchronize your heart and your brain by doing some meditations, calming and centering yourself, and knowing that you are in control of your inner landscape. And again, balancing yourself before you see those types of people. And a quick meditation is a wonderful way. I like to chant the word hue, but there's another word I'll give you guys, which I don't think I have on this channel ever before in my over 700 videos. And it is from Eckankar, and it is for calming yourself, and it's kalam. So it's kalam. The when you do the with your lips closed, it really does vibrate in a really calming way. I already feel calmer. You could try that, and it is really helpful. I also have found that Dr. Mandel on YouTube has talked about this, and I tried it. It really works. If you stick your tongue to one side of your cheeks inside your mouth and you push out, so you see, like, if you look in the mirror, you see like your cheek is going out on one side, you count to 10, and then you do it on the other side after you count to 10, and you do it like 5 times, so like a total of 10 times. It really calms your nervous system down. You can think of things like running water and calm music, but whatever it is that you resonate with that calms your system is highly suggested from this reading before you are going to go into a meeting or see a certain person that is inevitably going to cause you to feel stress. So, this again, heart brain coherence is something you can even Google because it does talk about it more in depth. I Googled it before making this video. And the affirmation on the second card, the zebra stone card, is not only the message of balance, but it says, I balance living my physical life with my spiritual path. And when you are more in sync with all that is God, source, love, is the bottom line. As I always talk about, you can call it whatever you will, but the bottom line, in my viewpoint, is love. So when you synchronize yourself to that love vibration, it is a really helpful place to be because you can become the love. Can we always be that? No, we're going to fall out because we're human. And there are people who will trigger us, and then we will fall out of that. But it's like a bike ride. You get back on the bike and you keep pedaling so that you don't inevitably stay down. And now, how easy is that to just give up? But it doesn't help. So, the point is to love yourself enough to limit contact with really difficult situations or people, but know that part of life is dealing with them. So, when you do have to be around those types of people, doing some kind of work before you go into that situation, such as chanting the word "you" or, loving yourself in a different way, meditating, chanting Kalam, even taking a minute out to just sit and breathe. Box breathing is what the military people do who are in horrible situations, right? So you breathe in for 4, you hold for 4, you breathe out for 4, you hold for 4, and you continue. There are so many different things that you can do. You can look up something that might work for you, listening to 528 or 432 hertz music, 963, I believe is the other one. There are so many. You can check out the different hertz frequencies because you might resonate with your particular vibrational signature better with one than another. So I personally like harp music. I think it's very calming. And some people like classical music to calm themselves. Others like bossa nova. I enjoy that. Jazz, whatever it is that does it for you. But these are ways to really help center yourself and remember that you're in charge of how you respond to others. And their treatment of you is only a reflection of them, right? Not you. Okay. So it's really easy to get upset or frustrated or angry when something unjust is occurring. But again, if you can't leave a certain situation, you still don't have to sink to the level of depravity or whatever it is that you're dealing with or bullying, and you can just go into that quiet place and ask for spiritual support. And it's always there. Even if you don't see it or hear it or know it, it's there. You are supported. You are a spark of all that is, a piece of the divine. Do you understand? That means that you're a piece of God. So even the other pieces of God who frustrate us are still that underneath all the frustration, right? So respect yourself and love yourself. Get that heart brain coherence going for super resilience, balance, and then know that everything that's happening and going on for you in your life is happening for you, not to you. You're not a victim necessarily. It's like, if you can look at it from a different standpoint, though, and in many situations, you say, well, I'm a victim of that. Okay. I'm not debating that. But what I'm saying is that if you can become aware that some lesson will eventually come from the situation that you're in, then you will have the resilience to live through it in a far more gracious way with less sorrow and less pain and trauma. Okay, no matter what it is, if you can look at it like it's happening for me, I didn't want this to happen. I don't want to be in these situations or whatever you're in, but that there is a lesson that you can garner from it. And part of that lesson is always, in my opinion and experience, about centering yourself and becoming lovingly neutral. Okay. I find that if you get too far to the happy, positive, or too far to the negative, that a person will swing back and forth. So, cultivating detached, loving neutrality is a really powerful place to be. It's an incredibly powerful place because from that space, you're completely present, right? You're not attached to an outcome, you're simply being present. And the presence is the present because when you're present, you're not living in the past, you're not living in the future, you're here now. And things don't have a history and they don't have an anxiety for the future, they're just present. Okay. So consider my words because I know that they're helpful and I love you guys.